also too, he's pulling out dried little pine needles and spruce and all that. He's pulling these out, and when he does it, it dislodges, it shakes, you know, everything is very still there. There's not wind or anything like that. So he doesn't mention wind chill. So there's no wind or anything. Everything is just still, all the weight has accumulated, and it's just there, and the slightest little disruption, the foundation falls. So we good on that? What is the old timer's advice?
You shouldn't travel alone and below the -50 mark.
Okay, it is travel with a companion after -50, which says what? These guys are like, it's only -45, you'll be good, you're fine. Which says something about the nature of these men who are up here doing this. Okay? But it is travel with a companion after -50. Not travel with a companion after -50. You gotta have that, Jackson.
That's what I was thinking.
Has to have the negative.
Yes, yes, because it's not like, yeah, let's go romp through the woods, let's take a little stroll. No, I mean, it does make sense, something could happen to you, and you got somebody else there, but that's not what the advice is. The advice is after -50. Because up to that point, keep your head about you, and you know what you're doing, you can survive. Tally it up, pass it back, do the thing. Number five, the rows equals under a tree.
What's up? Yo, what's good, bro? Just write it in right there.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
What was the other time?
I'm still mad about that. They're not getting away from that. I'm never gonna live that down.
What the sigma is.
That was
That
theory.
sounds like your problem.
That was a theory, and I don't think I'm gonna let's put it on a test.
I can do whatever I want.
That's my neck, I'm the coolest.
Everybody's like,
Literally.
everybody's like,
Literally.
you know, it's like, God, can you?
Just makes
Everybody's
me
like,
really
he
nervous.
deserved to die.
Well,
Is there another police department up there? It's okay.
At a part of the story, it was like the dog was more like a slave than a companion. And
Yeah.
Just like, and then he always sent him out to go walk on like the creeks and stuff, and the dog would fall through the ice, and he would just like.
I almost stopped reading there, and then again, when he tried to kill the dog, I was like, I stopped and went, I'm gonna Google if he kills the dog, because I won't finish this, I just won't, I refuse. I won't read something about the dog dies.
I've got to find a story where somebody kills a pet, and just to
I won't
push
read
you
it.
guys' boundaries, well, we need to expand.
No, I'll fail the
What
test,
was-
like, I don't care. I don't care.
Wait a second.
There was a poem with a cat. Did we read that in fiction?
Oh, I don't care about cats. I got 5 of them, and they all piss me off, so.
Hang on.
Mine is-
I'll get you in a second, Andy. Try to, give me a second.
Molly only likes me because I'm my cat.
Check.
She comes over and she bulbs.
Check.
No, that's like the.
So we're gonna start a poll.
Okay.
I just said the word.
Okay. I'll see if I can find that one. Abby,
I thought it was written really well, and I feel like it was really easy to understand, but I actually didn't really like it, because I just thought it was ridiculous. He just seemed really, he annoyed me so
Started
much
poll.
in the story, because he went out, even though he had gone out,
the poll.
it is assumed that he has made his trip before to, the cabin, with his dog, but, because at the end it says something about his dog kept on to the cabin because he knew that's where the other people with the food were. But I just feel like he was really ignorant of this, in this whole story, because he didn't pay attention to that one guy who gave him advice, and he kept going, and he didn't stop, he didn't take care of his dog at all, even though the most repeated phrase in it was, it's cold, oh, like maybe it's cold. He didn't stop, he didn't turn around, he kept going, and he was just stupid. So I didn't like it because of that, and I felt really bad for the dog.
okay.
But I'm happy, hopefully the dog will have a better owner. That's all I care about.
Give me a second here, good. Audrey.
My favorite part was when he called all of the other men, Yes.
Yes, yes.
Because
Those old timers
they
were rather
couldn't handle
womanish.
And then he died.
Okay, okay, all right.
I think this story is like a great example of man versus nature.
Mhm.
Man always has this entitlement or this belief that, oh, he can beat it out, he's not like the others, or like, oh, it's fine, even though he's not, like, he's sensing, if the story's giving us clear messages that he also knows it's colder than what he thinks it should be, because he keeps repeating, it's cold, or, you're like, yeah, this is usual, but this is a little extra. Like with the tobacco, like,
Yes.
dried, he's like, yeah, that's normal, but this one's like a whole, this is crazy, my mouth can't even open.
Yes,
And like, it's just like a good story of man versus nature, and I think the dog is a great representation of nature, because you hear about the dog's instincts throughout the story, saying, this is not good, and the dog's giving messages to the man constantly, like, oh, it's uncomfortable, doesn't do that, oh, I don't wanna go out on the ice like that, like, it's giving clear messages, like, oh, that's a bad idea, and then man, as a mankind, keeps pushing forward anyway. So I think it's a good story for that.
well, there we go, that's pretty much the entire question.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Kristen. And there's Kristen's theme music, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah, good time.
I mean,
Oh,
this
God.
story. I mean, this story is probably like it doesn't have any monsters, so I think it's like it could be something real. So I always appreciate that, like something that can actually happen to someone.
Yeah.
Of course, I think to an extent his him being naive is kind of like because he's as he said the people of the Yukon called him a it was a weird word that I Googled because I thought it was going to be a question on the test. It was like Czechoric, which is like newcomer, yeah. And I was like, so like he has a right to be like naive in the situation because he's probably not used to it. But then he's like, oh, this is cold. I'm just like, man, come on.
If it's cold, stay with the fire.
Yeah.
And instead of killing the dog, snuggle it. That's what I would do.
Honest to God, so much of the commentary, anytime I've taught this story in a while, anytime, it all centers around the dog. And I guess I need to rethink, maybe I'm missing a key element here, but yes.
I don't really think he's naive. I think he just has like crazy hubris. Like I think he just
Okay,
thinks he's so
okay.
much better.
Hubris, what is hubris? What is hubris?
That's a big word. I don't know.
Probably like
Ego?
It's pride.
Ego.
You said it, pride. Pride, ego, yeah. And does he?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's part of his character. But at the same time, okay, and is that a negative, this is a broad question, is that a negative aspect to his character?
In this story, yes.
Yes.
Well, okay, we got the questions there, so Abby, last word, and then you're gonna do your thing, do the
A
dance.
little bit of a side note, this reminded me, I don't know if anyone's ever read Young Goodman Brown, but this reminds me kind of that because of like the way it's set up in the journey and all, and sort of the ignorance in it. And it also reminded me of The Revenant, like with Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he like goes inside of I think it's a moose or something in it.
Okay, yeah.
I only know it because of that.
Yes.
And it also reminds me, I can't remember where this was, but there was a story about a guy and he was mountain climbing, I believe, and this rock fell onto his arm and he cut it off
Yes.
and he survived.
Yes,
So
yes.
that reminded me of that. Anyways.
Yes, yeah, and I know there is a movie, I know the reference to the movie,
Yeah.
and yeah, that is an actual thing. The guy, yeah, he was pinned down, so it's like, okay, it's either nobody's gonna find me, I either cut off my arm, and after he cut off his arm, he walked back to town, it's like,
Yeah.
Didn't he put a belt? He just put
Oh,
a
yeah,
belt around the
yeah.
top of his arm. Yeah.
okay,
That guy was smart.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
well, I don't,
An
he
arm.
was traveling alone, so anyway.
Have you seen The Revenant? Have you seen that movie?
I've not seen it, no.
Such a good movie. You should see it.
Well, I have read Young Goodman Brown, and I will say, the end destination of where he ends up is a lot warmer than this place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, 1 through 4, what do we have here, 4? not quite perfect, so, 1 through 4, starting with Stella.
1.
Yeah.
2, 3.
Mhm.
1, 2.
April.
3.
Uno.
2.
There we go. 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. Do your thing. And odds, evens are 12 questions.
1, 2.
We're doing it in chat.
Oh.
You're gonna say hi to
Question
chat.
8 references the
Hi, chat.
And again, that
Yesterday in class
They take
at
that
8
out
a.m. I had
of the
82
story.
fucking
But it is
people
the
live.
paragraph
Yeah.
14.
I was
Portion
tripping.
where he is,
Then my teacher's like,
you're talking about gliding. Answer the questions. Some are more in-depth than others.
Good job, baby. If I wanna have my phone, I can. Five. Excuse me, sorry.
We're
up here.
I don't know what the fuck we are.
What number are you guys?
Say what? Yeah. But I'm wondering, those issues I don't know. Okay. Chip, chat, talk. Movie.
I got a 50-50 on the poll. I'm live.
You'd never get my response.
Yeah, 'cause I'm live. I'm live on YouTube. I've been streaming lately. I gained like 400 subscribers in the last 2 weeks. I'm about to drop my Miami vlog, so I have to promo. I know, it sounds stupid, but fuck it. It's my thing. Huh? I just saw one of the, what's his name? Who washes dishes, what's his name?
Joe?
Yeah.
He's all.
I'm not Joe. Is it Joe the older one? No, skinny. It's Joe. No, I think it's Dave or like Mike or something. Yeah, but I saw him in Holt, so he was like, Spencer? I was like, yo, what's up, my boy? It's like 2 in the morning.
What
The
is he
fuck?
doing up?
He was up there just like watching TV, like eating. I was like, hell yeah, dude. Hey, why aren't you locking in with the classes, bro? I am locked in.
I think that basically means he noticed things around him, but he didn't actually stop and be like, oh, maybe I should get into this. Yeah.
Which one should we figure out?
Where's that?
I don't know, since he didn't tell us, we might as well do it. I'm not sure. I don't think it's that hard.
Let's go through it. He's quick and alert and things, why he's deleting things and
Like, maybe it was like he's not like cautious and
I think a
like
dog
doesn't consider like the
reactions and
consequences of
sometimes it's like,
things.
why is he keeping walking and not like starting to
So it's pretty much like the dog's
He reacts quickly to events, but then the dog, he doesn't understand like first.
Yeah.
That's kind of
No, the second.
Well, because I think he was so concerned with like surviving that he like was talking about practice.
Yeah.
Like he didn't
And I
like
think it
think
also
about
goes
it.
that
Yeah,
he
the
can
first
have
time
free
was
will.
He was just kind of like,
A little bit because I'm pretty sure it's like his dog.
They tried to start after,
I don't know. I don't think he saw the demon.
so after the snow fell on, we started trying to start a fire. And it was,
You know, as
So,
Yeah, I feel like he's really like living in the present rather than like.
But that was already after the first fire, the second fire.
yeah, so he didn't know like about the story though, like he,
That's
his face one of these like I literally, the dog was the main part of the story
If
for
he-
me. Like,
oh,
something that
I
I
don't
kind of had a conscience, like the dog.
I feel like you almost feel like, oh, he'll get it eventually, like it'll be fine. And you feel his franticness in order to get it.
yeah, he built it because he wanted to start it as quick as he could because this was right after he like Yeah, a little bit. He said like up to his calf or something was soaked because he accidentally stepped in the wrong place. And so he was like, oh, great, I'm gonna have to stop for an hour. And then because he actually,
It isn't even the teacher, bro. I'm in a group.
Why is the dog
oh,
reluctant
this is
to
like
follow?
maybe I should go
Why
get
does
a
it
fire
follow?
started. So he's like,
Why's the dog reluctant to follow the man? Probably because he treated him so bad. And then why does it follow it anyways? I mean, it's just instincts of a dog.
Because one thing I remember.
Yeah, it needs food and fire. Yeah, it needs food and fire.
Yeah, chill. Huh? What are you?
This dude was sending the dog over the ice and the dog would fall through. And he caught fire.
I like mine. I wear them until they're like,
Was it an all-inclusive thing?
fuck no. I just felt like $4,000 on that trip. What do you think? I just do it with no job?
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I ain't saying lie to you.
Running cold water safety, but
What's up?
he had also expressed in the story, he knows that
Okay.
it's pointless.
Bro, I'm focused on social media. I'm telling you. Once I start making money, it's over.
Who's members?
He still thinks he has hope.
I don't know. Well, also, this is I read the paraphrase version, so like, some of these questions I'm just kind of like, did I actually read the real version of that?
I think it's been
Small
super
part of it
easy.
might just do
It was
with
like half an hour after
his,
he.
I mean,
like,
I don't
point
know.
in life.
Well, I read the one on
his
Canvas,
point,
and I don't know who.
like how close he is to death.
That's the,
Because
yeah.
whenever he's
He's
in
now
he's
fight or flight mode,
Yeah, that
he's
is right.
crawling after the dog.
Because it's a
And I think
Yeah,
that
we-
signifies
Because now he has
his,
to build a fire and dry talk.
like, low, like, the low place that he is in his life.
Oh, maybe because like,
And then by the time he's about to die,
he doesn't want to interrupt
flying.
the,
So I think that
like,
I mean,
talking
he's
about how
okay
much
with
he's
that,
gonna
like,
struggle
accepted
dying.
it.
Yeah, I don't
I guess,
yeah,
because
that
like,
makes
Maybe
sense.
like
yeah, 'cause-
close to.
I think he kind of just wanted to
God
God
or
or
whatever.
whatever struggled to make another fire. It's like, he made the
If we-
fire
if we
to
take
heat,
imagination
and then
and
put
leave
it
it
out,
out
and
and
then
make
kept
sure
walking,
to survive,
and then he
we
fell,
would
and then he
say,
make another fire, and I
yes,
think
he
that was
laughed.
like kind of the fire
Already
that
fell.
started the
decided that
downhill.
he's
That was
going to
the
die,
fire,
he's just
and
gonna
then
go to
fell on,
sleep,
and
and
then he got
then
another
he
fire,
just
and
wants
then
to pocket
he
watch.
hit it, and
Yeah.
I would maybe say,
I think if he would have fallen in the water before.
in that factor, but he also does also imagine himself being found by his friends, so maybe he doesn't.
I don't know. It feels like it's phrased a little bit weird to me.
What mistakes was the making building the second fire, what is he going there, he built it below the tree. Snow fell on it.
About like,
A lot of the second fires getting started, the man in militaries instinctively pride.
Maybe it's asking like,
Well, that's when he called the.
how does
Old
his
man, like,
perception of things
um,
change over time? Because I feel like at the beginning, he was very black and white, like this or that, and he didn't really, he kind of just
the old
breezed
man.
by with things, and by the end, he realized there's like a middle ground, and,
Yeah, I don't know.
he started to see things more
I just think
for
he is
what
just
they
super
really were
prideful.
a
Like, I
little
just
bit.
don't think there's a lot to him other than the fact that he thinks he's better than the wilderness, or like nature is always gonna win, and so, you know, I just think he like. Yeah, maybe he's better, like,
I would say.
5 viewers, W viewers. Thank you.
We always like to say, okay, why you're doing it, get better, right, that's how you make it through day to day.
Yeah.
how is he like us?
I think it just explains the human nature of men, like man in general.
He's just some guy, he's little, like, all of us are gonna die,
Yeah.
and crime. And I
Yeah.
think that also like, for some reason, all of us are sitting here and being like, I've done that, I'm not that stupid. And don't get me wrong, I think some of us wouldn't have that much, but aren't that stupid.
Yeah, cause that's when he was trying to like,
We've done
we're sitting down to
the same things in other things,
Yeah.
because that's just how people are.
Yeah, I really do think it just goes back to human
and
nature,
then,
and
He was
this
really clear about the man
is
who started
definitely
the fire.
one of the
We all
most
hate him.
man versus nature stories I've ever read.
I don't know.
I think it's
I just-
honestly, it wouldn't
Well,
surprise
because
me
he's
if
like smacking his neck to get his
point of
hands
writing
back.
this
I'm like,
was
okay,
to
maybe.
simplify that.
Do you remember me? If you do hold this up, yep, I do.
I think his actions, I think his thoughts and his actions are kind of like, I don't know,
Like
there's
just
like
the.
much deeper than that. I think he just kind of got the part right. Sure, but that's just my opinion.
I wonder how this happened.
End up here.
Maybe
So it's wrong with the man's hands with the dog, one of his hands in the dog's body instead of the fire. Like, it's gross.
I just felt like it was so like it was descriptive and that's great, but it's just like.
Yeah, that's, I think there's a lot of things wrong with it. I think it's just one thing.
that's what I wanted to say.
I mean, it's horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Was it like?
First off.
It's messed up.
Yeah.
Agree, it's just like,
Yeah, I thought it was definitely really well written, but I don't know if I liked it very much.
Yeah.
I just like, oh my gosh. I can't.
like, I think also though, like, if he would have treated the dog better, I think he could have maybe survived. Like, I think the dog actually would have
Well,
maybe
sort of, in one
even
sense.
helped.
I didn't even read this story, I'm gonna be honest. But there's gotta be a deeper meaning to that dog.
It did.
Especially just like, damn, that's sad.
No, I've heard so much about it in here. There's like, that has to mean something. The dog has to mean something. Nobody's picking up on it.
To eat lunch. Whenever he set out, he was like, okay,
Not done
I'm
in
gonna
school
go
yet.
this way for a while, and at this exact point, I'm gonna stop and eat lunch at this place. And I think he said it's where the stream split or something like that.
At one point, the man
And he stopped there, built himself a fire, ate his lunch. The dog was like happy, and then after that,
I-
like he's going down a ways.
I think it's because the man
eventually
keeps comparing
fell into
himself
the
to just
water,
like, I think he keeps
a little bit.
saying that he thinks he's better, like not
I think he
directly,
might
just
have
saying
done it
like,
for dramatic effect.
I don't know, I didn't need to listen to that old man because I was
Up until
surprised
that
by
point,
him,
it kind of
but
felt
then
like,
they kind of demeaned
this
him
could go
to
either way.
being like an
But
animal, the dog's
whenever
like,
he fell into the water, I think he was just like, oh, like, he definitely is that now.
Feels like
I said
not
that
great
makes
in no
sense.
context of what the
well, you
documentary
should
is
know.
like.
Yeah, because he had made it to that point exactly when he wanted to, and he's like, oh,
I
wow,
definitely-
like,
You know, when he
this
mentioned
time, like, I made this
I,
exactly what
Well,
I
I
wanted
think
to, I'm eating my little
like
sandwich,
shot or.
and I'm gonna make it
Oh.
to the camp by
I don't know the
6.
context,
I
and I
think
don't
he just
know
keeps going back and
who or
forth
what.
between
Like,
thinking
oh,
he's better to like
Actually,
being
I meant
so
with
different
the
that he's
fingers,
just like,
and it just
Audio,
goes downhill from
I'm
there.
saying, so I didn't know if it was like more than, just a sentence that just, like, more than a sentence, that just is like.
Number 5.
Yeah, there's nothing
I just wrote the ball.
Or not mine.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Very like, almost vigorous to Jason.
Yeah, that's a really good.
wants to refuse to know that he's way
Or his hat. Isn't it Hermes or?
All right, what about it?
Okay, good.
I think so. Yeah.
He was quick and alert to the things of life, but only the things, not the significances. What does that mean? This is a significant question, so what do you got for that? Number 1.
He only looks at things from the outside. He doesn't like see the deeper meaning.
Okay. Does, he was quick and alert in the things of life. The things of life, in this case, Abby, what were you listening?
Yeah, it's sort of the same thing, like he paid attention to things around him, but he didn't stop like at all to sit down, slow down and process things and take that into account of his journey at all. He just noticed them and passed by and then noticed the next thing.
Well, and again, give him credit. He is, as we, hangman here, he is very observant, right? And he misses one little clue, and that eventually leads to his death. But he is, he's constantly looking for the different things. Twain wrote he wrote a book called Life on the Mississippi, and it was you could call it a number of essays, and he wrote about becoming a steamboat pilot, which was his, lifelong goal when he was a boy and all that sort of thing. And what he wrote about, effectively what it came down to was you had to be so observant of every little ripple on the water, because, you know, you were by here last month. You run this route up and down the Mississippi all the time. You were by here last month. Is there a tree down there now that's gonna rip the bottom of your boat out? You have to be able to read the surface. You gotta pay attention to everything. And he said effectively, it kind of ruined the river for him. That's why, okay, just a second here. But the whole, do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life, or you'll get to hate what you love, you know? And so as a boy, he was, you okay there? You going somewhere?
I'm doing what I love right now.
Okay, okay. Well, like Spencer's like doing a live podcast or something as we speak, right?
Yep, I'm doing a live stream right now.
Okay.
I've been doing it in every class.
Yeah. Okay, you do realize that I have an NIL agreement, so you owe me money.
Do I? Okay.
Yeah.
How much?
How many of you even know what an NIL agreement is? There we go. Okay. Back to whatever the hell I was talking about. He said, as a boy, the river was, you know, adventure, pirates, all this sort of thing. I love the river, it's beautiful. And that actually comes through in chapter 19, where Huck is describing the river. It's just a thing of beauty. Once he has to look at it professionally, though, it changes everything. Our guy today, the unnamed protagonist, he's not necessarily sharing it on that level, but he has to observe every little thing. He's not there to enjoy the cosmic sweep. By observing every little thing, does he miss the point? Yes. Why is the dog reluctant to follow the man? Why does it anyway? And Cheyenne already covered this earlier. Why? You said the word, why?
Was it man versus nature or instinct?
The instinct. The arguably there are three characters in this story. What are the three characters?
The guy.
The man.
The dog.
The dog.
And then would it be the old guys?
The environment.
I guess so.
The old guys are referenced, but they're not there. Okay? Or the old timers, or the boys, or what have you. But they're not there. But the environment is, and it's simply the way it's described. It is this huge, oppressive thing, and the man is a very small little thing. And is the man built, adapted to survive in these conditions? No. Is the dog? Yes. As I tell my dogs, when I go out in the morning and they're like, and it's cold, I'm like, I'm not covered with fur. I have to remind them of this all the time, that I'm not covered with fur and don't keep me waiting, get up here, that sort of thing. The dog though, well also too, what type of dog, what type of dog is it? What's it look like?
It's a wolf dog.
It's a wolf, it's basically a domesticated wolf, yeah. So is it big? Is it built for the, yeah. I noticed that after the guy dies, which then probably in mid-afternoon, I mean, the dog has no, I take that back. The dog does have a choice. What could the dog do if he wanted to live through the night and continue the journey the next day? It actually mentions it in this version of the story. The dog could burrow into some snow and keep warm, you know. And again, the dog's built that way for that. Okay, why is he reluctant to follow man? Why is he reluctant to follow the man though? Why? Because instinctively he knows this is not right. We should be hunkered down somewhere. Why does the dog follow anyway? All you dog people. Why?
Well, I don't think the dog was expressly too terribly loyal to the man. I mean, it even expresses like, no, their bond wasn't like that. Like the dog just knew punishment was bad. It followed him for food and warmth.
Yes, that's exactly it. There's no special. So I guess really all the dog lovers, who were hoping that the dog would eat the man afterwards, was the dog just using the man?
Yes.
Okay, why Why does London wait until after lunch to have the man fall into water? This is kind of a joke question, but why?
I think, it felt like up until that point, he felt like he was doing fine. He felt like everything was going well. He got to the spot he wanted to get at the exact time, maybe even a little earlier. He's like, I'm gonna eat my lunch and go here and make it here by this time. Everything's gonna be great. And then whenever he fell into the water, it felt like, oh, maybe things aren't so great. And then it just felt like things went downhill from there.
Yeah. Well, and also too, is eating a meal, is that something we can all identify with? Now, I take it that few of us can identify with being out in weather this extreme. What's the coldest weather you've been in? Do you know? When we had,
Negative
last January,
36.
January the 5th, when we had that big snowstorm, blizzard type thing, that got down, I think, with wind chill, because we're in the Midwest. It's rough here. We have wind, right? Not like this guy where there's no wind. No. With wind chill, I think it was 25 below. Were you out in that?
Yeah, I went to the playoff game.
So you walked from your
Negative
car to
20.
the structure?
27, I think it was. The Chiefs game.
Okay. Oh, you were out for that?
Mm-hmm.
Were they playing that day?
Yeah.
Who did they play?
They played at Miami.
Yeah, the coach must have was all icy.
That was last year.
That was.
Yeah.
That wasn't this year.
No.
Okay. Anyway, okay. Point being, we can't necessarily identify with the extreme there, but eating a meal. Also, what's his last meal? One of the things too is he gets a last meal. And the whole thing, he takes it out and it freezes almost automatically, almost immediately. He's got it next to his body, and it still freezes, what have you. What was his last meal, by the way? I don't think it says in here. I don't think it says.
I'm pretty sure it was just bread, wasn't
Okay, and they don't identify the meat, it's bacon. But what he had done was take, like, bacon and these big biscuits, and then he poured the bacon grease over the biscuit, and then slapped the bacon on it. So, which, is there a lot of fat in that, a lot of fuel? Yeah, so it would make sense. What mistake does he make in building the second fire? Why does he commit that error? Okay, we talked about that. He builds it underneath a tree. Why?
Because he's cold, doesn't like.
He wanted to be closer to the stick.
Yeah. I'm not gonna call him lazy, having gotten all the way out there, but he's trying to build this fire, and you gotta start with, if you ever build a fire, you gotta start with small stuff and then build it up and build it up and build it up, okay? And the fuel was right there, and he didn't think it through. He kind of, at a very low level, panicked, yeah.
And hadn't he also just fell into the water when he went to build the second fire?
Yes.
So he wasn't.
Yeah, the first fire was his lunch fire, and everything was good and everything was fine. So he why does London do that? London shows us he knows how to build a fire. London shows us this guy knows what he's doing. He misses one little detail. That's what's fine. Well, his second fire is getting started. He has distinctly prideful thoughts. What's the effect? What is the effect on you, the reader? And that's who pointed it out? I think you, Audrey said, those old timers were rather womanish. Okay. He's like, yep, see, I'm more of a man than they are. Okay. What's the effect on you, the reader? Why did London do it that way, I guess?
I don't know, it kind of builds irony, I guess. It's just, cause that's what he's like, he already fell in the water, and it's already going bad, kind of, to an extent, and he's like, well, I'm no more man than anyone else, while he's like freezing to death.
Yeah. Does it help to define his character, though? Is he actually, within the context of this story, he is a well-defined character, right? We don't learn about his past. We don't learn he's from Iowa or crap like that, whatever. We don't learn that stuff. but we do know who he is in this setting. How do you feel about him as a reader, as he struggles to build his third fire? So the second fire has gone out, and he's trying to, at this point, then, okay, yeah, how do you feel about him? Yes, Liz.
I feel like, what is it, like, it was kind of like predictable, like, he should have known it was, like, coming, like, I felt it was, like, kind of irritating, but I knew that, like, he kind of deserved it, and, I felt kind of, like, hopeless, like.
Okay. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer here, it's how do you feel about it as a reader? Did anybody feel any sympathy for him at all? Anybody? He deserved it. I mean, we haven't gotten to the point, I don't believe, in the story where he said his plan to kill the dog. So he still isn't the dog killer yet.
I mean, to an extent, yeah, but I'm like, it's kind of like, well, it sucks. You ignored every sign possible to it, but I mean, it's still a guy dying, so you always have like a little bit of empathy for a guy dying, even though he may be the worst guy, or not even the worst guy, just a guy who did bad things.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Anybody at all on that wavelength for what Kristen just described? What do you
I'd
got?
like to add to it, because you don't know how it ends, and again, like you said, we don't hate him to the degree we do in just about a moment. As a reader, you feel like it's kind of just gonna work out, like he's struggling, but like, it's kind of the point, because it's gonna build up to make the fire he does make a little more special or precious, and he does get it going, and then he destroys it. It's like loss of hope, but I feel like you don't necessarily intentionally know like that he's dying, so you can feel this franticness or his urgency.
Okay.
But you're like, oh, but it's a story, and typically how stories go is things kind of work out. And then I think
Okay.
there was a little shock, because I think he also is shocked that it doesn't work out.
Yeah, you do, I can see that. But Lenny is scowling at you and getting ready to slap.
I'm thinking. No,
Okay.
because honestly, I felt like the entire story was priming us for him to die since the very
Yeah,
beginning.
I do
of it.
get that, but I figured he would die, like, in a
Differently?
different way.
Yeah.
Like he would, because he kept pointing out that it was cold, but I figured something would go horribly wrong. Like when the ice was mentioned, he shoved the dog forward and the dog falls in. I thought later on, when he fell in, that would be his cause of death. Like
Okay.
he wouldn't be able to get out from that, because that would be
Yeah.
kind of, I'm a big dog lover. I thought that would be like really good justice, because he had already shoved the dog to like in a sacrificial way. And I thought that kind of meant a little more in the story. And what it did, it was a bit of foreshadowing. Because like he was also gonna do it, and ultimately that is part of why he died, because if he hadn't fallen in, he wouldn't have needed that second fire.
That's right.
But I felt like he was going to drown or something, so
Okay.
I thought he would, or like he would just get to camp and then realize no one else made it, because he also kept setting up the boys, he kept mentioning them, and they come back in later in the story when he like imagines them finding him.
Yes.
But I thought he would get there and no one would be there, because he was relying on them having food and a fire ready for him.
That's a
And
good point.
it wouldn't be
Yeah.
there, and I
Yeah.
thought that would be a really good way to die for him, in the nicest way possible. I thought that was how it was gonna end. So like, him dying in this way, it was very fitting for the story, and I just didn't see that one coming. I had predicted something different, so in my head when I was reading it, I was like, oh.
Something more exciting.
Well, yeah, it's like, oh, he would make the journey so hard, he struggled so hard, and he's like, oh, I beat the odds, but then also, oh, but I was ultimately wrong in my endeavor. So I thought that's how it would end.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's interesting that you brought up, that would into this camp and how it would be there. I think that it was really interesting at the end whenever he said something about he was like out of his body and he made it to the camp, sort of, and he came back and he saw himself and he was like, oh my gosh. But I think a really good alternate ending would have been if he fully made it to the camp and he was just, talking with his buddies, and then we find out, oh, he didn't actually make it to the camp.
Yeah, that would have been a really good ending.
Yeah.
Like he just imagined it and they didn't share it with you.
Yeah.
You said it was
We
a
didn't read-
dream.
We're
Did
rewriting
we
it.
read Owl Creek? We didn't read Owl Creek Bridge. Where's Ruin? We didn't read Owl Creek Bridge in here.
No, it was the next one.
It was the other, okay. Should we?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like a
little bit of a boring read though.
So we should. Yeah, so let's read it.
Oh.
Ruth throws it down. Okay, maybe I'll assign that and then you all can see, whatever. Let's get through we still have 6 questions to go here, Kristen, and let's move on, go.
Maybe I don't wish he
We
died.
haven't yet gotten to
I
the
don't wish
damn
he
dog
died. I
question.
don't wish he died. I didn't wish he died.
Okay,
I think
okay.
if like through the worst adverse, like the worst, and he got there, but like even he said, if at worst I'll lose an arm and a leg. Like I think at some point, especially like pre-technology,
Yeah,
right? I think it'd be worse to lose an arm and a leg than be dead.
well, you know, he does go through phases. Okay, a little bit of frostbite, it's uncomfortable, it'll hurt. It'll be a frostbite, but it'll be fine. Now, quite frankly, he may end up being disfigured, but he's not the type of guy who cares if his face is all scarred with frost and all that. And then it becomes, okay, lose some fingers, lose a leg or something, but yeah, let's keep going on. What's wrong with his plan to kill the dog, warm his hands in the dog's body and start another fire? Oh, because it's wrong, it's morally wrong. Okay, why is it he can't do it?
His hands are like frozen, he can't even, he sort of tackled him with his arms, but he couldn't even move them enough to like
Hold
strangle
the dog,
him or
yeah.
like stab him or anything like that.
Yes. Have any of you been so cold that your hands don't work?
Mm-hmm.
Is that scary? Yeah. I mean, well, I guess it depends on the, if you're like, yeah, and your mom's gonna pick me up and I'm gonna go inside, I'm gonna get in the car and warm up. It's not, but yeah, to start to functionally shut down, he can't. His hand, and that's part of the problem too when he's building his third fire. He cannot strike individual matches and get everything all set. He's trying to do it with the palms of his hands. At one point, he crawls on after the dog on all fours like another. At another point, he feels like he is flying with the god Mercury. What do you think Linden means to imply by these comparisons? And of course, they edited out Mercury here, but it is did I mark the paragraph? I don't have it marked here exactly, but he talks about gliding over the earth. Effectively, what you have is London makes a comparison to him crawling like a dog. London makes a comparison to him floating like a god. What's he said with that?
I thought the first one, especially because he's like very animal-like,
Uh-huh.
probably reflected on his desperation in the moment, right? Because he was only so desperate because he thought he found a solution.
Mm-hmm.
So he worded it that way to translate that. I feel like when he was floating like a god, this is when he's running, and when he's running, he both is thinking, oh, I can just run and get there, but also he states like, oh, I can't. Like, I can't make it that far, like, I don't have the stamina for this. So to me, it translates, it's almost like his resignation. It's not quite resignation though, so I don't really know how to word that one.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Abby.
We talked about how this might be symbolic of how close he was to death,
Mm-hmm.
because whenever he was crawling on all fours, he was in fight or flight mode pretty much, and he was trying to get the dog.
Mm-hmm.
He still thought he had a chance of living, and then by the time he felt like he was flying, it seemed like he was like hallucinating, and he started to realize, oh, you know what, maybe I'm not gonna get out of this, and it felt like he was closer like to God or like to dying, I guess.
And I want to get to that, how he accepts death and moves on. But there's also, what about this? Do we have, as human beings, do we have within us, arguably, are we animal? Are we do we have within us
Yes.
animalistic instincts, but also a touch of the divine? He is acting like an animal, fight or flight and all that, and it makes perfect sense. But is he also, he can't feel his feet. He's gliding. It's like, now he's running out of energy, but he's not even feeling it, he's just floating. And that does kind of preclude death in that, yeah, the body is done, he's done with the body. Okay, although he readily accepts the likelihood he's gonna lose parts of his body to frost, he refuses to acknowledge that he's gonna die until the end, contrasts his behavior before and after he makes that recognition. And this is something that Christian brought up, okay? He's moving through this, and he's like, okay, well, worst case scenario, I'll lose this. Worst case scenario, I'll lose this. Okay, but then he comes, what does he say?
Better go in your sleep, basically. At the end, like he's like a better go in your sleep.
He does say there are worse ways to die, yeah, this.
He says he wants to like greet death with dignity.
Yes. He's like, and that's where he starts to imagine, he's like, you know, if the boys come and find me out here, it's like I've been running around like a chicken with its head cut off. Have you ever seen chickens with their heads cut off, by the way?
My girls keep their heads.
Say what?
My girls keep their heads.
Well,
Boys didn't.
If there was a rooster, I'd eat it.
Yep.
sexism, what can I say? Sexism in nature. But at any rate, he says, if I'm going to die, I might as well meet death with dignity. What? Did you all expect that from him?
Yes.
Yes?
It's hubris.
Is it hubris? Or is it
To an extent.
this long ago, early 2000s, during the quote war on terror, there was there were some groups of contractors in the Mideast, and terrorists would capture them. Terrorists captured this one group, and they were like Italian construction workers or something, I can't remember exactly. And they were gonna behead them all, and putting on the big show of, you know, here we are, we're filming this, and you're in to go behead them and all of that. And so they had these guys, and they had like blindfolds on, and there was this one guy who struggled, he got free from his bonds, and he took the blindfold off, and he's like, cut my head off. I'll show you, I'm gonna show you, this is how an Italian dies. Right, he cut his head off, but did he meet death head on? It was inevitable at that point, he'd accepted it, and he met it head on. This guy here, next question, does he still lack imagination? Well, okay, again, we said he's very observant, but he doesn't really get to the deeper portion of it. Does he still lack imagination, or has he figured something out at the very end?
He definitely gets more imaginative as his hope kind of drains out. He's like, oh well, I can imagine them finding my corpse, and it's like, oh.
What do you make of that, of his, you know, revelry's not the right word, but his little fantasy of, his out-of-body experience where he sees himself with the boys finding his body? What do you make of that? Yes.
I think for once, like, he was actually thinking about the future instead of just like.
Okay. Well, has he been very, very focused on the present? And it says, first question is, he was observant in the things, the material things of life, but not their significances. Does he maybe understand a little bit more about, you know, I mean, thankfully, I've not been in this, anywhere near this sort of a situation, but if confronted with your mortality that way, that has to be somehow done. How is the man like us, and really everything is leading up to question 12, because we're not gonna be hanging around, and none of us would ever consider killing a dog and sticking our hands in it to keep warm.
So is that why we read these two stories together, the story before and this story? Because they're kind of opposite of each other?
Would we read
One looks at the outside and one looks very deeply in.
The The one we read beforehand.
Oh, Catherine. You're talking Catherine?
Yeah.
Yes, I set it up that way.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm, quick comment on the reading list, I'm kind of flailing to a degree, which I'll explain in more depth maybe later. I'm trying to find some stories that are a little bit more obscure, that I think you would like, but I have not been able to put my hands on them, and they are not available online. They're that cool, they're that obscure. But yes, there is that. And that's why, okay, you know what, okay, you're in huge trouble, and I wanna talk to you. No, you're not. But, you think beers for Monday? Okay. I will get it set up, and how many of you have read Ambrose Bierce, An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge? Lenny's all disgusted.
So what?
Okay, what did you think, Jacob?
I liked it.
Yeah, okay, and it is related to this in a way, okay? But how is the man like us, or rather, how are we like the man? Abby?
I think it really comes down to human nature.
Mhm.
Like, he is a very good display of human nature in action, like his pride. He didn't really take things into account, like the advice he got, maybe the flaws of human nature, some of them.
Would you feel differently about him as a character if the whole, I'm gonna kill the dog and warm my hands was taken out of the story? Would you feel differently?
I would still feel like he's kind of cocky, but he wouldn't deserve to die.
But is that necessarily a bad thing?
No.
I mean, he's cocky, he's good. Let's understand here, he's really good at what he's doing. He's reading the environment. He makes one small mistake. God forbid any of us make one small mistake and we end up dead, right? But does that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Do we, how often, because we're all worried about our podcasts and everything, how often, I mean, we're all worried about the things of life. How often do we think about the beyond, the afterlife, whatever, how often do we have deep thoughts? Not me, I just read Twitter. I'm stupid myself. And you all watch TikTok, so, but I guess what I'm getting at is that in many ways, as Liz said, this guy's not that different than us. Other than we wouldn't hurt puppies, right?
And would he have learned his lesson if he had died?
I don't think he can learn a lesson.
I don't think
Yeah.
Because I think it would boost him, he's like, well, I did
If
it.
he had survived, I
mean,
don't
it's
Well, it
reflected from
depends,
heaven.
it depends. If he's
Or
lost
hell,
body
whatever
parts,
it
yeah,
is.
he'd be like, yeah.
Imagine
probably should.
reflecting from heaven or hell.
Okay,
No.
I'll set it up, An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge, Ambrose Bierce, next time around, we'll do that.
Teacher, folks, we delight.
Okay, let's see.
I don't know how you feel about suggestions, but I wanted to put my 2 cents in. You should consider Grimm's fairy tales or Aesop's fables, because I feel like a lot of people know about them, but I don't know if everyone has really done. Especially Grimm's, because I feel like it would be good to read. So
I'll have to look at that.
Hey, I got my intro done.
But, I can.
I'm not gonna tell anyone.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we met.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, my legs are cooked. At least a few days ago, I misgrooved on a squat. Ooh, not good. I'll figure my part real quick. That's so sick. What? I did that in my pocket, my bad. I've been doing that. My bad. Next class, criminal justice. Uh, criminal justice. This is my favorite feature check. Yeah, of course. Riz. What's up, Sadif? What is up, Flame? We're outside. All right, beautiful campus day, guys. Like 70 degrees, somewhat sunny, blue skies, little overcast, but blue skies. Beautiful day, chat. Remember, if it's warm outside, go outside and get some exercise. Go take a walk. Go play, soccer, football. Go play a sport of some kind. Go hang out with friends. I'm not going home. I'm going to my next class. Next class is W class. Not going home. Say hello. Hey, hello. I have 4 right now. I had like 7 in class. Rose, all 7 of them said yes. I know. Yeah, I love fucking recording them in class. I'll take my Snapchat. How do you know? 'Cause I told him. Riz. I said Riz. ISO. No, but yesterday I started one in English class at 8 a.m. And by the end of the class, I had 80 people in there. I know. How? It's just random. Sometimes I do really good. Most of the time, I mean, there's like 20 people most of the time. Just because I've been doing it for like 2 or 3 weeks now. So people know when I'm going to do it and shit. But yeah, it's fun. What are you guys waiting outside for? Oh, they're not done yet?
No, they are, but.
Understood. What's up, Flame? Yo, what up, Nate? How you doing, bro? Chat, check out the fit. Wait a second. W or L fit chat. W or L fit. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's see what the poll results are. Yeah, girl. Crazy. Where's Yapping Girl? We're in the next class. Actually, oh, Yapping Girl's in this class. You're right there.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set this up again. Plus, my intention was not to go back and start videos, but, I want to finish up with social disorganization. I want to get through as much of this video as possible.
And I may have mentioned this previously, this is the video of the wild and wonderful whites of West Virginia. And just to kind of give the example, on Monday, we looked at some examples of social disorganization here in the Kansas City area as it relates to the Ivanhoe and the Oak Park neighborhoods. But I wanted to kind of show you the example that the theory can be applied to various scenarios, particularly Boone County, West Virginia is significantly different than Kansas City, Missouri, but you'll see that in a lot of ways, the theories, tenets of the theory still applies. We're just gonna look at, we'll try to get through as much as possible. I'm gonna reserve a couple of minutes at the end to kind of discuss some of the issues that we see in the video as it relates to social disorganization. I caution you right now, and I do apologize for it, there's a lot of cursing. It's all here. There's a little brief nudity at the beginning. It's nothing harmful. It is what it is. But we will take a look at this and then we'll discuss this video as it applies to the theory at the conclusion. Well, not the conclusion. We probably won't get through the whole video. But, we'll try to get through as much as possible. Oh, shoot. It's it. The reputation of West County, Boone County, and West Virginia. If you mention their names, then you get a certain reaction from people. The whites, they have that kind of risk, not to enjoy it. But those wonderful, again, here's what I believe. None of them, and all they do is do, let's fight for it. Some of them are good, some of them are entertaining, and a little bit of just trouble and dangerous. Even though they might be the most hated family, well, they're probably the most free. They are the true rebels of the South. Virginia, there's some people. disorganization, and we talk about some of the institutions that allegedly have failed. So one, education. Huge. What else? What else? What else? Yes.
Even though they've had a lot of run-ins with the cops, it feels like something is disconnected there.
Yeah, something's going on. When you talk about the criminal justice system, it's very disjointed. Yeah, we'll explain why in a second. What else? What else? What else can we see? There's a lot of drugs. A lot of drugs. Anything else? So to understand the whites, you have to, and they talk about this later on, whatever I time to go through it all, but, they talk about the culture of coal mining culture, right? If you know anything about coal mining, we're not as heavily reliant on coal as this country used to be, but we still have coal mines. Coal mining is probably one of the most dangerous occupations that you can have. And they talk about that in the film. They said that there's a number of different ways that you can die in a coal miner, whether it be an explosion, you can die because they have to use water in their equipment, so you can actually drown in the coal mine. Coal mines can cave in. Gas inhalation. Matter of fact, they use canaries to go out into the coal mines. And you get to the point, and they have to keep watching the canary. If the canary is dead, you gotta get out of there, because the gas levels are so high that it can kill you. And so, yeah, that creates a whole sense of futility, particularly with the young men in West Virginia who work in the coal mines, because they don't expect to live. And because they don't have that expectation to live, that's why they just are kind of reckless that way, right? They talk about the culture of the coal mines, and you see a number of the whites, they said after their father died, it's like, they all just kind of fell apart, like dropped out of school, started doing drugs, petty theft crimes, all that other stuff. So you have that. So, and you look at the interconnectedness of all of this and the snowball effect. So the main industry in the area is coal mining. We don't rely on coal as much now. So the need for workers in coal mines is kind of diminished. They don't have education. So what are they gonna do, right? How are they gonna provide for themselves? How are they going to support themselves? What you also find in the documentary is that for the most part, the whites, they're a part of the entitlement culture. What do I mean by that? Well, there's two parts to it. Their father, D-Ray, so the coal mines, what they would do, they did not pay the workers in actual money. They paid them in this kind of substitute to money called script. The script acted as money. And so if you went to the store in that area, you had to use script. They didn't accept cash. Guess who owned the store? The company. So when you were buying groceries and what you needed, you were actually buying it for the company. And so when you looked at it, the script did not translate to dollar for dollar. And I don't know what the exact amount, but let's just say like $1 US equaled about 36 cents in script. So that's how the coal mine was also making money off of you, right? They're giving you a wage, but they're paying you a script. The script's not even worth $1. So for every dollar you make, you're gonna make 36 cents, right? D-Ray figured this out. So what he did, all of his kids, when they were born, and they talk about this, he had them declared disabled. And so when they talk about how do they get money, they don't work, this, that, and the other, they get checks. They get government checks every month. And they call them crazy checks. Because D-Ray said they had mental disabilities, so he had to declare mentally disabled, and that's how they support themselves. Also, I don't know if you saw the interconnectedness of the fact, so, before we talked about, when we looked at the crime stats for this area, and you saw that a lot of the deaths were the reason was because of arguments. Well, you saw, when Mousy was getting out of prison, she talked about her cousin who was dating her husband and cut up her wedding pictures. That was the woman who just had the baby. That's her cousin, who was sleeping with her other cousin. And he said, you're not gonna say, but the mother of Bernie Mae's about to die, okay? And so when they have the funeral, they're in the graveyard, they point to all the graves of their family members who were in that graveyard, and all of them died violently. State of affairs, right? What else we want to say about the whites? It just really is a sad situation. And when you look at it, when we talk about those zones, you could easily put those zones in Boone County, West Virginia, and you're going to see the same thing with the center of the industry being the coal mines. And you look at the poor housing stock. Now, there is racial diversity there. I don't want you to think that there's no other racial designations there. There are other people there, right? But you see how they have isolated themselves within that community. And it's true, and I showed this video yesterday in Penn Valley, and a couple students come up and say, yeah, my family's from a small town, and it's just like that. If you say their name, people won't mess with you, because they just raise so much hell in that area. Yes? Adriana? Oh, okay. No, it's all good. So yeah, it's just interesting, when you look at it, kind of compare like how the same issues that we have in Kansas City, same issues they have in Boone County, West Virginia, right? And then you look at how the schools, law enforcement, all these different entities that are supposed to be in place to kind of circumvent a lot of these issues that they're having, they haven't been able to do it, right? Because, okay, you got these people with no education, losing their jobs, this, that, and the other. Tax base has got to be low. You can't support communities if, or those entities, they can't put that money back into the community because they don't have a tax base to support themselves, right? So that's when you see failing schools and all these other programs and stuff that's falling apart. Yeah, but there is a bright side. Kirk, the one that had the baby, at the end of it, she looks way better at the end of this thing because she gets into rehab and she's trying to turn her life around, so she looks way better at the end of it. Of course, the mother, she dies. But, you still deal with some, apprehension. I forget what year this was made, but they're like having a party in the park, and like all the kids are still, they're showing inklings, little kids, that they're gonna grow up to be just like their parents and aunts and uncles. They're playing with the little swing set where you have the two, where you can talk to each other. All they're doing is cussing at each other. That's all they're doing. Sue Bob, he said that she wanted to be a stripper. She was the sexiest of all the whites. She got arrested last year. She stomped a kitten to death. There's some other things. Jessica is now 68. I think maybe a little bit older than him. She's still alive. I think most of the people in the documentary are still alive. They actually ended up suing. Johnny Knoxville did this documentary. They ended up suing when they said it was a misrepresentation of who they are. I thought they was turning cameras on. Like, you did it. They ended up suing and said it got thrown out, but they were upset by the documentary. After it came out, they said it wasn't right. And it's just interesting when you see this type of behavior and activity in communities. All right, so we're through with social disorganization. We're going to move on to learning theories next week. I encourage you, if you've not started doing the serial killer table, please go and start. It's able to apply quickly. Yes.
Last time you mentioned you might change the thing to Friday.
I am. I'm going to move it. So go ahead and work on it. I'm trying to get all this done today, and I'm probably going to move it to it's going to be midnight Sunday or next week sometime. But I'm going to be need more time to do it. And yes, there is that social disorganization paper that is, it's online on Canvas. You have extra time to do it, but it won't be a problem. Have a great weekend, y'all take care, be careful. Enjoy the rest of the day. Stay away from West Virginia.
You guys ready or what? Giving away money. They've been waiting in here this whole time. Have a good day.
Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, you too, take care.
I've switched to live streaming. I've been live streaming a lot.
What service are you using? You just using your phone?
I'm using YouTube on my phone.
Huh?
YouTube on my phone.
Oh.
I've been streaming for like 2 hours now.
How do you stream using your phone on YouTube? I thought you had a certain number of subscribers or.
You do. I have like 1,600.
Oh, cool.
So I think it's like 1,000.
Oh, okay, okay, cool.
Do you guys know, is it like 500 or 1,000?
That's
But yeah, I've been doing giveaways and stuff to like
boost everything up.
boost everything. Yeah, boost everything, make people want to, you know, support.
Very nice.
Building a good community though. You want to say what's up?
Huh?
You want to say what's up?
I'm tired, I'm bad.
You tired? I mean, I think we all are. Yeah. I woke up too early this morning.
Exactly, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Take care, have a good weekend.
Yeah.
now.
You as well. W teacher. Chat spam W teacher. W teacher, W teacher, W teacher. Chat, I'm gonna go to my car. And then the live might freeze for a second because I have to hook up my computer to a hotspot. And then we're gonna do this giveaway, chat. Spencer, do you remember me? Yes, I do. What's up, Andrew? How you doing? Are you guys ready for this giveaway or what? I'm excited. So much fun. What's so much fun, Flame? I see you in my dreams. Hey, W Mans. Do a poll? What should I do a poll for? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll do that poll. I'll start it when I get to the car because I gotta lock in. My leg hurts, chat. Laura, what's up? How you doing? We're doing a giveaway. You joined just in time. Once I get to my car, I'm gonna connect to a hotspot, do a poll, and then get some money to you guys. Shark, what's up, man? Make sure you guys stay in here. We're doing a giveaway here in like 2 minutes. For you guys hitting 1,700 subs. What a W. W goal, chat. I knew you guys could do it. What is my name by chance? My name's Spencer. Spencer Hall. I'm sure you couldn't have guessed that. All right, chat. Let's start this poll. What was I learning about? I was learning about criminology. I was in criminology class. Chat. It's time, chat. W Gold, W subscribers, W Spencer, W Josh. Am I liked and subbed? Of course. Yo, chat. We're doing a giveaway. $10 giveaway. Wait 1 second. I'm gonna do the poll. $10 giveaway. Wait, giveaway. Vote in poll. Voting ends at 12:05. All right, chat. I'm gonna start a poll. I haven't started it yet. All right, guys. We're doing the $10 giveaway right now. Vote in the poll down below. $10 to one person or $5 to two people. I'm going to connect my MacBook up to my hotspot, so the live will be frozen for a second. What's up, Sativ? How you doing? The live is going to be frozen here for just like 2 minutes, and then I'll be back because I have to get on my phone to connect to the hotspot. Give me just 1 second, chat. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Voting ends at 12:05, chat. Remember me, Pinky? Yes, I do. Laura, stop spamming. His name is Spencer. My name is Spencer. Can you hear me, guys? Can you guys hear me? Yo, make sure you guys vote. Can you hear me now? We can hear you? Okay. Perfect. Is it clear? Is the video clear? You broke your leg today. That sucks. I'm sorry. Andrew, pretty sure you have him on Oculus. That's cool. All right, guys. Voting ends in 1 minute. Voting ends in 1 minute, chat. Make sure you guys are voting. 1 vote goes a long way. 2 votes, even longer. Chat. And the voting is ending. End poll. Let's see where we're at. 75% yes. Hey, so somebody wants $10. Okay, so it's going to be $10 to one random sub, guys. $10 to one random sub. All right. Timer. You want $10 XD? Sick, bro. All right, you guys ready? Here's the next step to the process. So I'm going to set this up. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the phone. Once I'm going to set it up on the timer. Once I press play, I need everybody that wants to be in the giveaway to comment, okay? And please don't spam. Just leave one comment in the 5 minutes. I mean, you guys can talk with each other and whatnot, but just leave one comment, okay? And that comment I'm going to put in the Q&A. I want you to say, let's think of something. I want you to say, Cardi. So once the timer starts, say in chat for entry to give away. Giveaway has not started yet, chat. All right. All right. All right. We're going to set it up right now, chat. Can you guys see the timer all right? Here, let's zoom in. There's the timer, all right? Once I press play, I need everybody that wants to be in the giveaway to say Cardi, all right? Please don't spam. Please don't spam. 3, 2, go, guys. Mods, if there's people spamming, please time them out. Chat, if you guys want to be entered into the giveaway, put Cardi in the chat right now. If you guys are subscribed, we've got Ducky, Connor, Laura, Shark, Josh, Andrew, and Pinky in the giveaway right now. Is there anybody else that I'm missing? If I'm missing you, say Cardi, please. $3,900. What do you mean 3,900? 300 seconds? Jeez. Pinky, I got you down. If there's anybody in here that's joining, we're doing a giveaway for $10. All you have to do is be subscribed and comment Cardi. Laura, I'm not going to, it's a random generated thing. I can't pick somebody. I sub, not now. You're subbed? Okay, perfect. I will be checking if you guys are subbed. If you guys are new in here, we're doing a giveaway right now. Make sure you guys put Cardi in the chat and subscribe if you want a chance to win $10. $10 giveaway, chat. Oh. How was Pinky Mod? I have no clue here. $26 seconds, guys. If you're not in the giveaway, make sure you enter right now. We got 7 people in the giveaway. There's 9 people in here. Comment Cardi in the chat. Comment Cardi in the chat. Cardi in the chat. Cardi in the chat. All right, guys. Timer is over, which means it is time to go over everybody's names. Make sure everybody's entered in the giveaway. All right, chat. I'm going to go back through chat real quick and make sure I got everybody's name down. Ducky, Connor. All right, you guys are good. Laura, perfect. Flame, got you. Shark, got you. Josh, got you. Andrew, got you. Pinky, got you. Ducky, Andrew, Flame, Pinky, Connor, Pinky, Shark. Yep. Pinky, Laura, Connor. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody right now, guys. Nate, I do remember you, man. We're doing a giveaway. You just barely missed it, man. I'm sorry. All right. We're putting it on into the random generator right now. And then I'll show you guys the name. Ducky. First one in the wheel, Connor. Second one in the wheel, Laura. Shark. Josh. Andrew. Okay. May the best man win, guys. Everybody is entered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Chat. All right, let's go. Spinning. Oh, Laura wins. Laura, where can I send you the money, Laura? Keep it for myself. Laura is Sigma. We're gonna respin because I'm giving this money away today, guys. Laura, you don't want it? We're gonna give it away again. Andrew, you're gonna eat today now, brother. Andrew, you won, brother. Let's go. What can I send it to you on? Laura, you said you didn't want it. All right, Laura. We're not going to play that game. You already gave it away. You said you didn't want it, so I respun. I'm sorry. Can't take it back. I'm not going to get somebody else excited because you decided to change your mind. I'm sorry, Laura. You'll get me to send it to your mom? Okay, what's her PayPal? Let me know what her PayPal is, and I'll send it to her. Yes, sir. I hit 1.7. W. Andrew. That girl, what's up? Hey, guys, get some new people in here. We just hit 1.7K. At 1.8K, we're doing another giveaway. We're going to up the ante. I'm going to give $5 to 3 people. You have $20 waiting for me. Where? What are you talking about? No way. You're asking her right now, Andrew? Okay, sounds good. Let me know. You miss me, that girl? All right, sounds good. The night I played music, yes, I do. Man, that live got restricted. It got blocked, so nobody can watch it anymore. I had to edit out like most of the music. It got like 900. It's Harley Davidson motorcycles. She's about to send you her name. Okay, perfect, man. W shirt. Thanks, man. It's got sleeve hits too. You have the same shirt? Yeah, it's a W shirt. All right, Andrew, send over that PayPal, my friend, and I'll get you paid. That girl says you have your notifications on. W. Hey, everybody get their notifications on because I'm always streaming, chat. If you guys have notifications on, let me know down below. Chat. Chat. It didn't work, brother. You want to send it again? The name didn't work, brother. Don't put the @ just put the name. Just type the name. It didn't show up. Yo, what's up, Pinky? First to vote, XD. Yeah, it's not sending the name through, brother. Sometimes YouTube restricts like certain words, so you might have to type it out separately, like half and half. I cannot send you money, I'm sorry. Only the people who win the giveaways. Andrew, can you hear me, man? 10,000 XP? W mans. Yep, we're pinning that. What's good, Addy? How you doing? I'm Andrew. What do you mean? Oh, you're Andrew? Nah, you're not Andrew, bro. All right. Do you know what the username is? Can you tell me what the username is, Andrew? You're back, Flames. What's up? My brother's name is Andrew. Broke, please. I need the money, please. All right. Yep, Ben. I can? All right. What's the username? Or what does it start with? Because there's a lot of Jessica Laces, bro. Spencer is interesting. Thank you so much. Who win? Got it right here, chat. Andrew, I'm waiting for the username, brother. I love Andrew. Hey, you don't have to ban people for saying they love people. It's okay. It's okay. You made the softball team. Congratulations. Hey, that's a W. Jessica Lace, I did. I did try that. Is that her username too? Is it all together? Yeah, Andrew, send me the email address if you can. Andrew, do you have Instagram? All right, bro. Andrew, if you have Instagram, I can send you my Instagram and you can just DM me on there. That'll make it a lot easier. Or Discord. Yeah, Discord as well. All right, Laura. That'll be enough. Laura, you're going to be put in timeout for 30 minutes. Ban Flame or no? Flame's good. Flame's been in the live the whole time. Keep him in here. What's up, bro? Oh, man. You're back, bro. Let's go. Your mom won't respond? That's not good. Ask her what her email is, and I'll just send it to her email. Andrew said no. What do you mean no, Andrew? No Instagram? Do you have Discord? Do you have Discord, Andrew? You didn't win, Flame. I'm sorry. You just got money on your Venmo W, bro. Awesome. I have Discord. Yay. Okay, here. I'll put my Discord username right here in the question, okay? Discord username. There you go, chat. If you guys want to add me on Discord, there you go. I'm not in class anymore, Will. I was in class for like 2 hours. W. Yes, sir. When am I giving away again? It's going to be at 1,800 subs, chat. So every 100 subs, I do a giveaway. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? What about now? You can hear? You can hear? Good or bad? Good or bad? Good or bad? You added me on Discord? 1 second. You can hear me? Perfect. Let's go chat. W chat. W, we figured it out. One second, chat. I'm gonna go to Discord and add you guys back. You also added me? You also added me? I got you. I got you. I got you back. I added everyone back. Flame W. What happened? I went on Discord. I'll be right back, chat. I'll be right back. Right back. All right, let me see if I can do a gift card. Let's see. Stay logged in. So chat, there's gonna be some technical difficulties with sending the money. He's talking to his mom right now. So I'm gonna just stay on until the money's sent through, just so you guys know. Brother said flamingo, bro, flamingo. Bust in that bit. I'm finna bust. I'm finna bust. I'm trying to talk to Andrew and hop back in the live back and forth, so if I'm gone, that's what I'm doing. Okay. I'll be back. I'm trying to add Discord. Yeah, go ahead and add my Discord. I'll add you back on there, chat. Sorry I'm hopping back and forth. I'm trying to talk to Andrew and get him this money. Chat, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry it's taking so long. I'm back, chat. Chat, we couldn't get the money over at PayPal. You have to get off? All right, I'll see you. Bye, Connor. Thank you. All right, we can do PayPal on these. That's sick. So it all works out in the end, chat. It should all work out in the end. We'll get him his gift card. All right, we're placing the order right now, chat. Boom. Chat, we're back. We're so back. We got the card sent to him, brother. We got the card sent to him, brother. Hello, my fellow Irish lad. What's up, Dawn? How you doing, man? What is up, bro? Yep, thank you, Andrew. W man, if you guys aren't subbed, make sure you guys sub up right now. 87% is subbed. That's a W. W in the chat. W in the chat, guys. W live. W live. W live. W live. W live. Chat, he got his giveaway. Should we just continue live streaming? What do you guys think? Do you guys know if I can edit the live stream name live? Can I do it like on YouTube Studio? Ah! What's up, chat? We're about to drive home. We're almost at 30 likes, chat. That's awesome. Once we hit 1,800 subscribers, we're giving away $15, chat. $15. Is that a W or what? Yes, you're out of class. I am out of class. I'm about to head home. And we're going to hop on Rainbow, chat. Hop on Rainbow. Alright, guys. I don't want retouch on. Turn off retouch. There we go. What's up, Easton? How you doing, bro? We are heading home, chat. Day at school is over. One more day until the weekend. All we got is tomorrow. And then the weekend, chat. How are you doing, Easton? Nobody's saying anything. What are you guys up to? Not even a hello? Wow, guys. It's crazy. Not even a hello. You're back. What's up, okay? How you doing? How's your day been? While you were gone, what did you do? Let me know, let me know. Play 2K. I could. Chat, should I go home or should I go study? Let's see, I'd usually be going to the gym right now. So I'm thinking we go study first and then we go home and go live. What do you think about that, chat? Go to the gym? I have jeans on and a long sleeve shirt. I don't think I'm going to be going to the gym right now. Maybe later, but probably not because I have class at 8 a.m. Let's see your workout. Ooh, that would be good. I mean, I did do a workout vlog, not vlog, I did a workout live the other day. Bro, what are you doing? Go. People don't know how to drive. I was snoozing. What are you snoozing? What are you snoozing, chat? If you guys are in here, drop a W in the chat to let me know that you guys are listening. I was snoozing. Guess what the score was when I was playing 2K? 100 to 70. Make sure you guys answer the poll. We got a poll down below. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. So I've been live for 170 minutes. My friend's texted me. I think I'm gonna go play golf with him. I gotta get off here so I can charge my phone. It's at like 10% and it doesn't charge on live. I'm probably gonna go golfing. So if I do go golfing, I'm sure we will have a live stream for that. Yep. That's why I need to charge my phone. So I'll see you guys on the course, all right? I'll see you guys on the course. If you need anything, text me on Discord. Thank you everybody for joining. This has been a W stream, and congratulations to Andrew for winning the money. I'll see you guys in a little bit.